Hey, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy B Stu, and it's about that time. So it's been a minute. Uh, I think the last content I did was on my Venom Motorsport X22 250cc, the scooter model. Um, I had that, and then I had the X18 from Venom Motorsports, which was another scooter, 56cc. And since then, I sold both bikes. Um, Somebody from Virginia drove all the way out, looked at it, loved it, bought it right on the spot after they started it up, did the PDI right then and there. I gave him a whole lot of time, rode the bike, sold the helmet with it and everything. So anybody that follows my content knows that I love to modify bikes. I like to make them look aggressive, unique, add mods to it to give it a visual that not all conventional bikes or motorcycles have. So with this one, I didn't go with Venom Motorsports. I saw this particular one on YouTube, and there were a few people that did reviews on this bike. Typically, all of them were fairly good. But I feel as though if you are mechanically inclined and you just have a view for good maintenance and fixing machinery, you'll be okay. So this particular bike is called the Vitacci 250cc. If you looked at my shorts and my content, I showed what it looked like when I first got the bike. After I unboxed it, it actually came 90% assembled. I just had to do the handlebars, and then the PDI. I don't want to get into it with a whole bunch of empty conversation. So I'll just say anybody that knows me knows that my content is true to nature. I'm not trying to lie to you. I'm not trying to sell off promotions and sell like sob stories. I have Chinese bikes that I like to buy and modify because they're cheaper, they're 90% reliable, and if you know what you're doing, and they're easy to maintenance for me. So this particular one, I wanted to order a black one, but they only had red and green. I wasn't going to do an all green bike. But this is a Chinese bike. I want to throw that out there because a lot of people in the comments tend to go off topic and subject. Oh, you fronting. That's not a real Kawasaki. I know that. But the thing is that I put on my bikes what I want to. And if you don't like it, just scroll up. But, you know, without further ado, let's get into it. So, here is the Vitacci 250cc. I'll go through all the mods I did. And if you have any questions about it, you can hit me up in the comments. But first, make sure you hit the like button, the subscribe button, and then share what you liked about the bike. If it's too much, I get it, but this is how I like to make my bikes unique and aggressive. So we'll go ahead. This all came red and black in the middle. So I ended up putting carbon fiber here, the Kawasaki emblem here. I put a metallic gray wrap here. And then I kept the windscreen black. I added blades, okay? This is actually a wing, what is it called? Aerodynamic that comes from the BMW 1000cc, the RR model. I don't necessarily know exactly what the motorcycle name is, but I saw it and I was like, man, I gotta do some research to see if these will fit, and they actually fit pretty good. I drilled holes in the side of the fairing, measured it out, screwed them in, perfectly on, nice and tight, solid. No looseness, no cracking, because these fairings are actually pretty sturdy. So this whole thing was red. I ended up spray painting gray, adding a clear coat to it, doing another double clear coat. So this is taking all scratches, weather resistant. It's all good. I added carbon fiber on the sides with the red trim. I cut out a decal to fit here because it was black and it had this EFI thing on here, because that basically tells you that this is a fuel injected bike now. All right, cool. But I don't want that on there. So I put this on here and then I added the Ninja decals. All right. I also put the racing decals on here, a little bit of red carbon fiber after I had already painted gray, and the bottom gray. I also did just a little bit of trim on the engine block. And like when I first got the bike, I did my own PDI. I changed out the oil. So the factory oil that they usually send the bikes in just has a little bit of debris in it. And you want to change that out so that it doesn't mess up the engine in the long run. So you drain the oil from the bottom. I don't want to go up there and show you, but there's a bottom cap under there. You unscrew it, drop it in the oil pan, take it out, wipe it off. The oil drains. There's the filter on the other side. I could show you that in another video. I changed out the spark plug. I haven't necessarily run the bike yet, but if I need to, I'll change out the T-map sensor for better performance. And if I need to, I'll also get rid of the air box that comes with it and put another whole new air filter on it. This came in gray. I actually painted that as well, coated it, let it cure and dry. It's fine. The calipers on the bike, they came in black, but some of the bolts and the pieces, the valves, I painted red because, like I said, I wanted it unique. Changed out the valve cap and put some decals on the tires. Same thing here. I removed all my reflectors because, like I said, again, it gives it an aggressive look, and that's what I wanted. I tinted out the turn signal lights, and I also added handlebar grips. I painted the factory brake levers. I also clipped them at the ends because they were kind of long, bulky. So I'll see how these work. If they work well, I'll keep them as is. If they give me trouble, I'll change them out because I know how to do that too. This was completely red with the like white stripping across it and then black at the end. Nah, painted all of that black. Gave it another coat. Then I cured it, added the carbon fiber on here, and then I'm going to give it another clear protective coat so that I don't have to worry about unnecessary scratches or weathering. If you notice on the handlebars, I painted a lot of the bolts and the trim black or with red accents just to give it a little bit more aggressive look, like I said. I tinted out the headlights. Doesn't affect the visibility when you cut the lights on. I'm gonna show you in a second. But this is how the bike actually came. It kind of gives you H2 vibes. But I still added a fender here, well, aerodynamic here on the front, and then I added carbon fiber on the fender after I painted it with trimming on the side. Trying to think, what else did I do? I didn't want to miss. I think I hit the blades, painted the shifter protector. So this model, the exhausts are right behind the rear fender. I added a seat cowl here because I'm the only rider on the bike. I never have an extra passenger. I added extra winglets on here to give it, like I said, a more unique, aggressive look. I also added decals on the rear sides, the gray, the red stripping. This was a part of the bike. And then I added carbon fiber right here under that. I put exhaust decals on here. Just basically all the bolts I painted black because I didn't want them to be visibly seen. This is a dummy tag. So what that is you can actually get this from Amazon. So trust and believe, this is not my registered tag. All of that is still being done. But I put the theme Judge Dredd on here for whatever reason. I don't know. I was just thinking. But anyway, if you notice, this is a tag eliminator kit that I put on here. I didn't think you could do it at first because initially when you looked at reviews for this bike, the ducktail on here is so tightly fit that you wouldn't even think that it could come off. But actually there are bolts under here that you can actually get to that allows you to put the ducktail on, just like if you had the X22 R Max or I don't know about the R Max, but the X22 250cc, the GT model. So I put tint here as well. If you see, this is what the exhaust look like. All right. You see what the tire looks like. It comes with a red trim here already. Just like the Venom bikes, the X22R comes with like a little green strip. Yeah, but this one came with the red. So I didn't have to add reflective tape on the sides. I just kept it as is. I don't know if I said this already, but I did my PDI when I first got the bike. And basically what that is just making sure that all of your internal nuts and bolts on the engine block are tight, checking your clutch wires, your clutch valves, all the valve caps, all of the shifters, the levers, making sure that everything is tight from A to Z. So if you don't necessarily know how to do that, I definitely would advise you to take it to a mechanic so that they could do it for you, because they know how to take the fairings off. They know how to hit under the engine block, making sure that all of the mounts are correctly tightened up and all things like that. So let me go ahead, cut the bike on. So as you can see, every bike that you get when it comes shipped and delivered should not have any gas in it whatsoever. They probably start the bike to make sure that it runs well, and then no miles. So they probably just did like maybe a quarter mile back and forth just to make sure that it works and everything is operable. They cut it back off, they drain it, and then they ship it off. As you can see, the lights, what they look like. And as you can see, they're pretty bright. And that's not even the high beams. You cut the high beams on, it's a little bit brighter. Yeah. And to be honest, this phone is not giving these lights any justice. It's actually super bright in here. But like I said, the turn signals, as you can see right there, tinted. And then we go to the rear, and you can see that working along with the tail light, the tag light. All right, let me go to the other side. Here. got that there. So small engine velocity is the person I use to help me with initially changing out the wiring for the eliminator kit. He was very good at explaining it. The guy's name is Caesar. Shout out to him. Um, and he does a lot of reviews on scooters and motorcycles and things as well. There are others out there that I can't necessarily name off the top, but there's a lot of content if you want to do some research on models like Chinese bikes. So, um, the horn definitely works. I don't want to do that because my daughter's asleep. But the high beam button works. The headlight button, and you can actually hit the emergency lights, the hazard lights. They actually work. So, cut that off. Of course, you have your kill switch, your headlights. Now it's just on running lights. Then completely off. All right, let me go ahead and cut this off. I'm gonna drain the battery. So the battery is under the seat. Oh, by the way, this is the helmet that I got. Got it from Amazon, I believe. And all of the parts that I got were either from Amazon or eBay. The most expensive mod that I put on here was these wings right here. I got these for like $100. Everything else was no more than $35. Oh, and the helmet was like 150. So, you look, says DOT approved, but you also want to do a PDI with your helmet too, making sure that your helmet fits nice and snug, that you have good ventilation there, that your windscreen or your visor doesn't fog up whenever you're breathing heavy, because it will get hot, and that your straps under your chin work to secure your helmet, making sure that it's been crash tested or safety tested for approval as well. And yeah, just little things that matter most will help you out. And if you don't know, ask somebody that knows. But yeah, this is the bike. So any questions you have about the bike, any questions about mods, parts, I don't have any links in my descriptions. I'll try my best to communicate with you guys when you hit me in the comment box. But this is it. So I thank you guys for tuning in. Like I said, don't forget the like button, subscribe button, and then share what you think about the content. Any other questions, hit me up. Everybody be safe out, man. All right, take it easy. Gone.